Hi, my name is Rehan.
And my name is Mia Alzate, and today we are going to talk about Mesopotamia art pieces.
So, we're gonna start our presentation by first talking about some of the key ideas of the Mesopotamian art culture. So, let's get into it. So, the first key idea I have listed down is that it was a first systematic record of human development. Secondly, writing, trade, and specialization, more coherent narrative art and organization. Buildings are often used for religion. Artwork depicts success of the rulers, and an example of that is Heliovultures, which we're going to talk about in one of our art pieces.
Next are the vocabulary terms that are listed right here. Sumer, which is a period in the art of Mesopotamia. City-state, a small independent state consisting of an urban center and the surrounding agriculture territory. Division of labor, which is different parts of manufacturing process or task to different people in order to improve efficiency. Mesopotamia, a region between the two rivers located in eastern Syria and southern eastern Turkey. Ziggurat, a rectangular step tower, sometimes surrounded by a temple. Cella, the inner area of an ancient temple.
Let's continue with our vocabulary terms. So, hierarchy of scale refers to the use of relative size in a work of art in order to communicate differences in importance. Registers are scenes ordered in parallel lines. Cuneiform is a type of writing that was used in ancient Mesopotamia. Hammurabi is the sixth king of the first Babylonian dynasty. Inanna is the ancient Sumerian goddess of love, sensuality, fertility, procreation, and war. Votive is a term describing objects offered to a god or goddess at a sacred place such as temple. Now Mia is gonna inform us about some of the art pieces.
Berni relief, also known as the Queen of the Night, is a large plaque located in southern Iraq. It is also known as the Queen of the Relief because it got reconstructed later in the years and its former background was black like the night. This plaque was made up of baked straw tempered clay. The original plaque depicts a red-colored naked woman. She wears the horn headdress characteristic of a Mesopotamian deity and holds a rod and ring of justice, symbols of her divinity. She has long multicolored wings that hang downwards, which symbolizes she is a goddess from the underworld. The two lions she is standing on represent mountains. The figure could be associated as the goddess Irishikigal, who is the Mesopotamian goddess who ruled over the underworld, or the demoness Lilitu, known in the Bible as Lilith. This plaque could have been a shrine of that goddess. It later got reconstructed because many of the pieces were broken off over time. Warka vase. The Warka vase is a vase made of alabaster and about a meter in height and about 600 pounds. It was found in the Inanna temple complex in the city of Uruk. Also found alongside another vase that had not illegible images to see. The vase was made for monumental importance, something to be admired and valued. On the vase there are carvings. There are a pair of wavy lines at the bottom. These lines represent the two most important agricultural harvests of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers in southern Mesopotamia. Above these lines there are sheep, which may explain the importance of caring for livestock in the agrarian economy of the Uruk period. Right above are men walking to the left that are holding a vessel in front of their face, which contains the products of Mesopotamian agricultural system. At the very top shows a woman facing a male who is offering agricultural produce to her. Behind her are two reed bundles, symbols of the goddess Inanna, whom it is assumed the woman represents. The easiest way to interpret this art piece is that a king who is Uruk is celebrating Inanna. In more detail, it could also represent a sacred marriage between the king, acting as the chief priest of the temple, and the goddess, each represented in person as well as in statues.
The next art piece we have is Heliovultures. So, what is Steliopulcher? Steliopulcher is a monument from the early dynastic III period, 2600 to 2350 BC, in Mesopotamia, celebrating a victory of the city-state of Lagash over its neighbor Umma. So, let's talk about its form. Steliopulcher is the oldest known historical record which is carved on limestone. It is 5 feet and 11 inches tall and 4 feet and 3 inches wide. It is really thick and has a rounded top. It consists of registers and is fragmented. So now let's talk about what function does Steliopulcher serve. Steliopulcher celebrates the victory of Eanadam, who was a ruler of Lagash, and he wins his victory against Umma. Jumping onto its contents, Steliopulcher has 2 registers. The top register depicts Eanadam leading an infantry battalion into battle, whereas the bottom register depicts Eanadam attacking from a war chariot, and the foot soldiers protecting themselves by making a wall with shields and trampling naked enemies. That's pretty much it about Steliopulcher. So now let's move on to our last art piece, the Tel Asmar Horde statues. So what are Tel Asmar Horde statues exactly? The Tel Asmar statues are all different sizes ranging from 23 to 72 centimeter in height. They are a mix of men and women with large staring eyes, upturned faces, and clasped hands dressed in skirts of the early dynastic period of Mesopotamia. To be more specific of their dressing, the males are bare-chested in sheepskin shirts with stylized beards, whereas the women are in full sheepskin skirts with the right shoulder bare. There is no nudity depicted in the Mesopotamian art at all. The artist emphasizes on the statue having white eyes because a white-eye figure gives a sense of that the statues are forever offering prayers to the god. So now that we know what the statues look like, let's jump over to where they were found. They were found during the 1933 to 34 excavation season at Tel Asmar beneath the floor of a temple dedicated to the god Abu. The statues were carefully stacked and the careful placement suggests that they were buried intentionally. So now that we know where they were found, let's talk about their function. The statues represent Mesopotamian god and goddesses and their worshippers. The largest figure represents the god Abu, and scholars believe that the symbols carved into the base show the lion-headed eagle gliding among gazelles and leafy vegetation. Additionally to that, on the right-hand side of Abu, there can also be a nature goddess be seen. That's pretty much it about the Asmar Horde statues. And this is the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for watching. The end.